What is up guys, Dell from Nintendo Friends here, and today we're gonna take a look at my entire Nintendo console collection. Yeah, that's right, we're doing that today. So the reason I wanted to make this video is because my collection is actually incomplete. Believe it or not, I don't have every Nintendo console that's ever been made. There are some systems you're actually gonna be surprised that I do not have, being a Nintendo collector and Nintendo YouTuber. But again, that's why I wanted to make this, because the journey continues. So let's go ahead and see which ones I have and which ones I sadly don't. But before we get into that, my finger in the shot. Make sure to like and subscribe, hit the little ding bell on the top. That way you can get notified whenever we make a new upload, new short, new video, what have you. You're gonna wanna stay connected. Yo, why you ain't subscribed yet? Don't make me get my cousin on you. Hey man, this is Dale's cousin, he's primo. ¿Sabes qué, man? You don't want to make him come get me, because I will personally ask you nicely to subscribe. Why ain't you subscribe, say? You can tell that was my cousin because he looks exactly like me, just with no glasses. Same shirt and everything. But seriously, guys, like and subscribe. It really helps us out. Now, on with the video. Okay, first console we have is the NES. Look at this little boy. And it's actually kind of funny. I couldn't find my NES controller, so I just got this Switch one. Jeez Louise. So I just got the Switch one. I mean, it's gonna have to make do, guys. I'm so sorry. I am just horrible at this YouTube thing. But anyway, here it is in all its glory. So the NES came out around 1985. I wasn't born yet. But this console actually has my favorite game of all time. If you're a fan of the channel and you've seen the other videos before, you know exactly what game it is. And no, it's not Super Mario Bros. 3, which I have back here. I just really like the poster. But it's actually in here. Let's take a look. Oh, that sound is so satisfying. And that is Super Mario Bros. Oh look, Duck Hunt's there too. I spent so many hours just in my room as a 7-year-old when I first got the NES from my cousin. And it's funny because my cousin's name is actually Chewy. That's actually a real thing. Mexican YouTuber, Mexican cousin. But yes, I am so thankful to him because he gave me his old NES. And all of his old Nintendo products, actually. He gave all of them to me back in the day, and this was the first one. And I sat there playing hours and hours of Super Mario Bros. And I couldn't put it down. I loved it so much that it made me buy other games. Things like Jackal, Super Mario Bros. 3, The Legend of Zelda, Contra. And it just opened this portal, this world of gaming for me that would consume kind of my whole life. So I am really appreciative and very thankful for this console right here. I love you. Dusty. Alrighty, the second console that we have is the Nintendo GameCube. That's right, we skipped 2 systems. I sadly do not have an SNES or a Nintendo 64. But I'm working on it, okay? But yes, this is the next Nintendo console that I actually have. Now, sadly, I did not grow up with a Nintendo GameCube in my household. But I had friends, I had family, and eventually I would come to own this in my adulthood, and I am very, very happy. So even though I did not have this in my house, it is still a very nostalgic console for me. And it has some of my favorite games of all time. Games like Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, Mario Kart Double Dash, Super Smash Bros. Melee, Super Mario Sunshine. I sadly do not have a physical of Mario Sunshine, but I'm gonna get it. But I do have Super Mario 3D All-Stars for the Switch. Does that count? No! Fine. But anyway, yes, the Nintendo GameCube. I think the GameCube actually has my favorite startup sound of any Nintendo console. You know the one. How can you not love that? But yes, the Nintendo GameCube is probably the one that is most generated around my childhood. I was born in the 90s, so when I was an actual kid, I would see commercials for the GameCube and GameCube games all the time. And man, the promos and the games, and just whenever I play them, it's just so nostalgic to me. And I love this console, and I'm so sad that I didn't take advantage of it, or I couldn't really take advantage of it, but I can now, and I think it really, really holds up. The memory's still there. On to the next one. I felt like Kramer like that. Jerry, on to the next one. Alrighty, we got the Nintendo Wii, and I got the white one here with the GameCube. Open up. ASMR. Oh, but yes, I got the white one with the GameCube ports. Want to hear a funny story? I actually bought this before I bought my GameCube, and I specifically wanted the one with the GameCube ports so that I wouldn't have to buy a GameCube, but I ended up buying a GameCube anyway. Don't be like me, kids. Spend your money wisely. But yes, the Wii, it came out in 2006 and gave us some of the best memories and games ever of a Nintendo console. This is actually the most profitable Nintendo console. I mean, Switch is getting up there, but I think this is number 1 at the moment. At the time of this recording. So don't hate me if you're seeing this in the future and the Switch beat it. But yeah, speaking about the amazing games, it gave us things like Super Smash Bros. Brawl, Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, I have it over there, I don't want to go get it. New Super Mario Bros. Wii! The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Ah, this game and its soundtrack, I love it! And one of my favorite Wii games of all time that I think is underappreciated, it actually doesn't hold up too well now, but it's still enjoyable, and that is Epic Mickey. I think this was one of the first Wii games that I had played, and man, I actually kind of got lost in the story, and just that old school Disney world just got me really hyped, and man, I enjoyed the heck out of this game, and I enjoy going back to the world. It's really cool. If you're a Disney fan and you've never played it, go play it. It's legit. Okay, what's next? Alright, next we got the Wii U. You're probably asking, Dell, how the frick do you have a Wii U, but you don't have an SNES or a freaking Nintendo 64? Well, I can answer that question for you. Every Monday, I have Smash Bros. Nights here at my house. And every Monday, we play different iterations of Smash Bros. I sadly don't have an N64, which as you know, so we cannot play that version of the game. But I do have a Nintendo GameCube and I do have a Nintendo Wii. And not only do we play Smash Bros. Ultimate, but we play the GameCube and the Wii version as well. So it only made sense to go ahead and buy a Wii U so that we can play the Wii U version of Smash as well. It might seem weird to actually buy a console just for one game, but like many other Nintendo YouTubers out there, I actually think the Wii U is underrated. I mean, yeah, we did get most of the good ones ported onto the Switch, but other than that, there's still a lot to enjoy and love here at the time that it was released. There was just a lot of gimmicks and a lot of cool apps and ideas that were integrated into this system, and me and Abel say it all the time, it was a stepping stone to the Switch, and I think it was a nudge into the right direction. So I think it is worth appreciating and loving, even though it was a failure, bro. Man, nobody bought that console, but I did for Smash. And it's a nice piece of Nintendo history, so I think it's really worth having if you're a Nintendo collector and you love Nintendo. Relax, I'm gonna get the SNES and N64. Give me time. Okay, last of the home consoles, we got the Nintendo Switch. This is probably my favorite Nintendo console of all time. I've said that in the last other two videos, and I'm not gonna shut up about it until somebody says it. Just watch in the comments, this is gonna be like, stop talking about the Switch. I think I'll actually stop talking about this when the new Switch comes out, so you won't have to wait that long. But anyway, this is, in my opinion, the ultimate Nintendo console. You can just hear it like rattling in here. But this specifically is the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Edition Switch, and I just love it. You see the box? It's right there. But yes, this is an amazing console. I mean, who would have thought? Home console, handheld console, 2-in-1. Like shampoo and conditioner. It's the best of both worlds. You get the best of both worlds. You can play it at home and take it on the go. You get the best. Anyway, but yes, the Switch, my favorite Nintendo console. I just love this thing to death. I love buying it. I love buying it for other people. And it's a great way to stay in shape. I mean, with Ring Fit and Just Dance, right? Alright, so that's all of the home consoles. I guess this video's over. Oh, wait, I forgot the handheld consoles. So first up, we got one of my favorites, the Game Boy Color. Man, I love this system so much. This one was actually given to me by some friends of the channel. I want to give a shout out to the Mendez family. That's Henry, Cheryl, and Harley. They gave me this console because they knew that I was a fan of this and I didn't have mine anymore. And when they heard that, they gave me theirs and they said they weren't using it anymore. They weren't going to play with it obviously anymore, and they wanted me to have it. And I just think that is so... I was so thankful, man, when they gave this to me. Because this is a big part of my childhood. And the reason it was a big part of my childhood is because of one particular game on here. Pokemon Blue. This game, the soundtrack alone for this game, it is probably my favorite gaming soundtrack of all time. It is the one that is most nostalgic, it is most powerful. When I hear that, it automatically transports me back in the car, at my friend's house, just playing this game that I so love. I know this is cliche, but you know that Ratatouille scene where he's eating up the ratatouille and it takes him to when he's a little kid and he skinned his knee and his mama's giving him the ratatouille and he's putting it in his mouth, and then it takes him back 20-40 years into the future and he's like, oh, this is good, I like this. Yeah, that's what this does to me. But yes, it is one of my favorite handheld consoles and I love it so much. Alright, next we got the Game Boy Advance. Look at this little guy. We love the Game Boy Advance here in Nintendo Friends. I mean, it's on our logo, for crying out loud. The reason why we put that is because it's actually a bridge between my world and Abel's world. You can still play Game Boy Color games on the Game Boy Advance. I love Game Boy Color more, he loves Game Boy Advance more. It kind of like bridges our two worlds. I really wanted to get a purple indigo version, but I couldn't find it, so I just got this glacier version. I've actually had this for a while, but I was just like, I have this, it's close enough. But I did actually get an iteration of this, and that's this red Game Boy Advance SP given to me by my cousin Cell. I love you, Cell. Thank you so much for giving this to me. A lot of memories with this thing, but it's red, and my favorite color is blue, and I really wanted a blue one, so what did I do? I got a blue one. But yes, I love this iteration of the Game Boy Advance. I can play it at night, finally. I don't need the freaking light. When I went back to actually play the Game Boy Color and the Game Boy Advance in my adulthood, I was like, man, what the heck? We used to play these like with this not lit up screen, no backlight. Are you kidding me? Man, the times that we lived through, bro. These kids don't even know. But yes, kids, you can play these in the dark. But yes, that's the Game Boy Advance. Next was the Nintendo DS. DS stands for dual screen, kids. They originally had the dual screen back when they had the Nintendo Game & Watch systems. It's actually a wonder that it took them this long to actually introduce a dual screen system again. I actually do not have an original DS, but I have a DS Lite. I actually have two of them. Now, when these systems came out, it was actually when I was not into Nintendo anymore at that time. I know, stupid me. But I was a teenager, you know, I was experiencing other things like girls. I actually like the DS Lite better. It may not be as sturdy, but it actually looks a little more cleaner, clean cut, clean shaven, you know? But Pokemon Diamond on this thing was amazing. Nintendogs on this thing was amazing. I know because my cousins had it, and that's what we would get. It's like a TV. We would gather around them and watch them play their game. Like, yeah, really nifty system. I really like it a lot. Oh yeah, I actually forgot. I have a Nintendo DSi XL in blue. The midnight blue, so I have that system as well. Look, a camera! Man, all these iterations Nintendo had for their systems, man. Which brings us to our next console is the Nintendo 3DS. Now, I don't have a Nintendo 3DS. What I do have is a Nintendo 2DS and a Nintendo 2DS XL. This is actually the Pokeball version. If you've seen our shorts, you've seen this before. Look, the clicky button! Clickety. But yeah, clicky button. These iterations of the 3DS is actually what started my Nintendo love again, kind of. I actually got into Pokemon again with this little bad boy right here. I played Pokemon Moon, and I had taken a long hiatus from Pokemon, and I was like, man, you know what? It's time to get back into this world. Let's see if it's as good as when I was a kid. I mean, to me, it wasn't as good, but I had a genuinely great time with Pokemon Moon. So I have really good memories with this little thing. And I was like, I gotta get the upgrade. I gotta get the 2D XL. I've actually had a blue one and a white one, but sadly they were both stolen from me. So I am not letting this little guy out of my sight. Where are you going? Whew, got him back. So you might think that's it. That's all of the Nintendo handheld systems I got. I mean, I already talked about the Switch, right? So I guess there's not even... What is this? Oh, a Switchy Lite! I decided to include this because it is a handheld only. So it counts. This is the Diamond and Pearl Switch Lite. Just look at that beauty right there. But yes, I really love this Switch. If you want to see when I got it, you can check out this video right here where I talk about all my Switchies. But yes, I take this little guy on the road with me anywhere I travel. That way I can leave my other Switch at home, knowing it's safe and sound. I mean, I don't want to lose this, but if I do, it's not the end of the world. I have one at home. But anyway, guys, that is all of my Nintendo consoles, both home and handheld. What did you think of my collection? Let me know in the comments below. Give it to me, you know, like just let me have it. Where's the SNES? Where's the Nintendo 64? I get it. It's part of the journey, man. You know, I still have to complete that quest. So, you know, it's in progress. Can I better myself? Can I be courageous? But no, really, let me have it in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe. Guys, remember, we are partnered with W, so you can get some for yourself in the link down below. Get 10% off of your purchase when you use the code NINTEN. That is right, NINTEN in big bold letters. You can use it when you want to stay awake for studying, if you got a long night gaming session, if you work the night shift, or if you just want a nice flavored drink that you want to enjoy for the whole day. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. We will see you on the next one.